How you doing?
Good, thanks.
You're at NAB today, right?
Yes, yeah.
You're audio limited?
Yes, yeah.
What you having?
Warm beer.
I'm with Sound Devices.
Audio limited. Yeah.
You guys make wireless, right?
Yeah. We have a new system out today.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard good things about it. Never used it though.
No?
No.
So, what wireless do you normally use?
Oh, I don't use any wireless.
Oh, okay.
What's the system like?
Well, we've got the new system is a fully digital system. The receiver is a compact 2-channel true diversity receiver, but fully digital. So you've got a full digital part, so you've got an analog preamp with an analog limiter, so you don't overload the A to D converter, and then we send out a digital RF stream. So it's fully digital modulation.
So, being digital, does that mean it's encrypted?
It's encoded. We've designed our own modulation scheme, because one of the challenges is trying to get good quality audio, good quality RF range, and also low latency. So we've got the lowest latency on the market of only 2 milliseconds.
2 milliseconds. That's a good number.
Yeah. Well,
I like the number 2.
Yeah. Well, it's good. We think it's lower than some of the analog systems that are out there.
It's better than 3 milliseconds.
Yes. Yeah. 2 is better than 3.
Yeah. Well, when you're talking about latency, 2 is better than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when latency used to be 4. Mess things up.
Yeah, that's difficult.
Yeah. So the receiver, what's it form factor?
Well, it's designed with the super slot compatible connector on the bottom. So you've got 25-pin D type, so you can go into a super slot in the SL6 RF distro on top of the 688. It can also fit into the Panasonic Unislot cameras.
Right on.
But then you can also take off the bottom, just removing 4 screws and making the standalone adapter. So you can externally power it, and you get your audio through 2 XLR connectors.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. So basically, by removing the bottom, the receiver can sit in a bag.
Yes. Yeah.
And doesn't that mess up the cables though?
Not really, because what we've done is we've got side entry on the cables.
So makes sense.
The receiver can sit in the bag and still not have any issues with the cables.
And it doesn't sit on the cables?
No.
You know, one time I sat on a whole bunch of cables, and it was really uncomfortable.
You sat on some cables?
Well, not now, because there's no cables under me now, but you know, in the past I've had, yeah, you know what I mean.
Okay.
It's good that the receiver doesn't sit on cables, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, yeah. Gives you that flexibility.
Yeah. I used to work at a sound company, so I would sit on cables a lot. You know, it's just what you do.
Okay.
So, what about the transmitter? What can you tell me about the transmitter?
Well, the transmitter form factor houses 2 AA batteries.
There's a number 2 again. 2's
Two's
better than
good.
1.
2's good.
Oh, wait a minute. And latency, never mind, keep going.
Okay. So you can have 2 transmitters, 1 receiver. And the transmitter has a really high quality preamp on the front end. So you get really great headroom. You've got an analog limiter, so you don't overload the A to D converter. And that means you've got great audio quality. We've got the full audio bandwidth from 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz. So there's absolutely, you capture all of that full audio bandwidth when you've got actors and everything else talking.
I bet it sounds great.
It does sound great. It does sound great. We've also got analog circuitry, which allows you to put a Lavalier microphone on the transmitter. You can also put in a balanced mic.
Wait a minute. You can take an actual, but see, there are other transmitters out there that you can take just a balanced XLR and plug it into the body pack anyway.
No, but the actual circuitry inside is balanced. So most people have balanced input and they unbalance it going into the transmitter.
Oh, so what you're saying is the transmitter has a balanced input?
That's correct, yeah.
I bet you doesn't have phantom though.
No, it does.
Shut up.
Full 48 volts phantom and 12 volts phantom. And it will also power the really power-hungry Schoeps, Neumann microphones. And you'd only need a very small cable to adapt to.
That sounds exciting.
That's good. It is good.
So if I'm using, let's say I'm on a shoot. I've never been on a shoot before, but let's say I'm on a shoot and I unplug the shotgun mic and I want to plug a lav mic in. Will that like blow up my lav?
No.
But there's phantom.
Yes.
And lavs can't take phantom.
Yeah.
I learned that when I was working at the sound company.
But if you plug the microphone in, it will automatically, we have circuitry which will automatically detect that it's a Lavalier microphone and switch off the phantom.
How do you say
Lavalier.
Wait a minute, you're not from here, are you?
No, I'm from London, for the UK.
All right. So you can plug in a lavalier mic. That's how I pronounce it. Sorry.
Yes.
And it doesn't affect it.
No, not at all.
That's great. That's great. Especially if like you're in the hustle and bustle and you got to make quick changes.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the additional steps that go into the transmitter and change the settings.
Just automatic, so you don't have to worry about that.
So how many like frequency sections or blocks does this system have?
Well, the receiver tunes from 470 to 608.
Yeah.
So it does the full bandwidth, which is currently available from the FCC. The transmitter, we've got two bands on the transmitter. So one does 80 megahertz and the other one does 90 megahertz, but two transmitters effectively with overlapping bandwidths cover the whole spectrum.
Gotcha. So that flexibility is really nice when you're going from one place to another.
Sure, yeah. Well, the other beauty of it is, of course, that the FCC and other regulators around the world are throwing away or selling off lots of spectrum to the mobile phone companies. And therefore, the new digital system that we've designed allows you to put carriers every 400 kilohertz. So you don't have to worry about intermod.
Gotcha. So the transmitters must be really linear then.
Yes, the RF.
What about the receiver?
Same thing with the receiver. The front end is very linear because you don't want any distortion on the modulation scheme. Otherwise, you get all sorts of issues with artifacts on the RF.
Right on. That sounds really cool.
Yeah. So, for example, in the US, you have 6 megahertz TV channels.
Yeah.
So we can get 15 channels working together without compromising the audio quality or the RF performance, and with only a 2 millisecond delay. And it's consistent 2 millisecond delay.
So I can get 15 wireless mics in a 6 megahertz block. That's excellent. Hey, you want to jump in the pool?
I'm fully dressed at the moment, so no.
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh well, whatever.
Well, please feel free.
No, man, it's cold.
Can't be cold. This is Vegas. It's hot.
It's Vegas cold.
Vegas cold.